Thiongo.
All right, now that story from Paul Thiongo leads us to our conversation where we'll be talking to one and only Saras Onyego, who is the Chief Operations Officer at Kapu, which is an e-commerce platform. Thank you so much for joining us on Business today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let's get right into the conversation and look at e-commerce. First of all, the penetration of e-commerce in Kenya and the kinds of operations that it has really come to ease in. How is the penetration, and is it something new in the Kenyan market?
Yeah, I'll say e-commerce penetration is relatively lower, more specifically in the African cities. And Kenya, as part of the countries in Africa, is way lower compared to the first world. We're comparing this to the US and the UK, whereby 6 out of 10 transactions are happening online. In Kenya, it's still lower. It's like 2 out of 10. So there is great potential of e-commerce today. When you look at our mobile penetration, our smartphone penetration is going up every day. And therefore, the role of e-commerce, which is bringing more convenience and modern ways of shopping so that consumers can save, is becoming more and more relevant for African consumers. And I think there is a big push by 2030 to have more and more consumers in Africa shopping online.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so it's something that people are embracing at this moment.
Yeah, exactly. It's something which people are impressing when you look at smartphone penetration today. When you go in the communities where you stay, when you compare this to the 10 years ago, maybe 1 out of 10 people, you will find they have a smartphone. Today is close to 5 out of 10 people. With this smartphone comes with features like WhatsApp, comes with Facebook, and now more and more people are starting to interact with online shopping through those apps.
All right. Now, even as you've mentioned about online shopping, you are the Chief Operations Officer at Kapu. First of all, what is Kapu? Because someone might hear the name and wonder, okay, so is it Kikapu and then now shortened to Kapu? So what is it about, and what does it actually do when it comes to the e-commerce platform?
Yeah, actually, the name Kapu is derived from Kikapu. And as you know, traditionally when we were growing up, our mothers used to go to the market to shop for the shopping. So when you see your mother arriving home with a Kikapu, you know that you're going to have a nice meal that by the end of the day.
Yes.
So hence the name Kapu. So when you look at what Kapu is, when you look at the problem which we are facing, the world problem we're facing, which is basically food insecurity, the cost of living today is going up every day. On average, 40% of Kenyans, Kenyans spend 40% of their income on food. You can imagine if you're earning 100 shillings, 40 shillings is going to go directly to food. When you compare this to the European nations, it's 6%. So you can imagine out of the 100 shillings, you are spending 6 shillings and you are saving the rest. Yes. So it means majority of the consumers in Kenya and Africa, they end up spending a lot of money in food, and they are left with less to save and spend on other things like taking their kids to school or travel more often to relax. And therefore, Kapu is an e-commerce platform for urban majority. These are the mass market of the people who stay in the urban majority. And Kapu help their members save up to 10% of their day-to-day shopping when they are shopping for oil, unga, toiletries. Everything which you consume every day is on the Kapu platform. And how Kapu works is very simple. You download the Kapu app, and you log in with your phone number, and then you shop and save. When you are shopping on our platform, we commit to offer our consumers everyday low discounts. So if today you are going there to buy a flower, you'll always find there's a flower which has got the lowest price compared to where you shop on a daily basis.
Yes.
And by doing this, how do we bring in the convenience element? Because shopping online today, there is a lot of skepticism about trust. Will I be able to get my order? First, we order cash on delivery option. When you shop on our platform, once you've downloaded the app, you've placed your order, you've selected an agent near you. When you are going to collect your order from this agent, you are going to pay when you are collecting your order. And today we are working with 6,000 agents And these 6,000 agents are basically 500 meters from where you stay.
Okay.
So either you basically go direct to the agent. There are some of the urban majority who don't have the smartphone, who have Kabambe phone. They can walk to the agent, and then the agent can place an order on their behalf, and then they can collect the next day when you deliver to them.
Okay. All right. Very well explained, and a very, very important information, especially when it comes to how it operates and what people need to do when they get to it. But now, let me take you back a bit and let us look at the economy and where we are at the moment. Inflation is where it is. Economy, everyone is complaining. Prices are way up.
Yeah.
How has this affected the operations, especially how you conduct your operations? Are we seeing more Kenyans coming on the platform, or how has it affected the operations?
Yeah, you see, with the increase in inflation, and everybody is not spared. As you can see, what is happening today is that you can see if anybody is offering discounts, you see long queues. And you saw this during the Black Friday period in between November and December.
Yes.
And what is happening, therefore, is that consumers are rushing for every single opportunity to save every coin. And what we are trying to play as a role to ease this burden to our consumers is ensuring that on our platform we have specific discounted prices on what they consume on a daily basis. And we are assisting these consumers then to be able to shop on the platform and then save for their next day meal. Yeah.
All right. And now let's also look at the area of coverage. You've said the urban areas within Kenya. When you look at also, someone might be in the rural area and they want to get this. Is there an initiative that is there to at least reach the people in the mashinani areas which are not very urban?
That's in our plan. Actually, 2 years ago when we started in Nairobi. Today, we are deep in the communities in Nairobi with over 6,000 agents.
Yes.
Recently, late last year, in November, we launched in Eldoret as our second city. And now we are working with 200 plus agents in Eldoret. The plan is basically start from the main city and expand to all the cities which are relevant for our product across the country. Okay,
all right. And now a person is seated at home. They want to get to an agent within their area. How do they get to be notified that an agent is within the area? And how does that work?
Yeah, today actually there are two easy way for you to identify an agent, a Kapu agent. One, majority of our agents are branded Kapu in the community.
Okay.
Where you stay, within 500 meters, you'll see a Kapu agent in the street. Number two, if you download the app as a customer, you start shopping. When basically you are checking out, you will be asked to select an agent. And the agents who are going to appear are the agents who are closest to you. Yeah, that's how you'll be able to identify the agents in the communities.
Okay. Yep. And now, are there coupons? Because Kenyans will be asking about this. So when it comes to coupons, how do you work around it?
Yeah, there is no way we can work around this without having a good relationship with our suppliers.
Yes.
And these suppliers, what we are doing is that we are helping them reach the mass majority of the African consumers who otherwise they will not be able to reach. And by doing that, we negotiate and have a discussion with them on how they can reach these consumers by offering them discounts. So every single time you come to Kapu app, you'll always find the brand-sponsored promotions, which are sponsored by the suppliers. Then number two is we've made our operations so efficient we do not offer the same day delivery. So what happens is that we receive all the orders for today, we'll consolidate them and then deliver them next day. When you consolidate, you're able to offer free delivery because you're able to consolidate all the orders and deliver them, all of them at once. So by doing this, ensuring that we have a very good discussion and negotiation with our suppliers, and then having a low cost delivery model, we are able to make specific savings. That's how we are able to pass this 10% to our end consumers. Yeah.
All right. Even as you collect all these orders, I believe there are very many, because you've spoken about 6,000 agents, and I can believe one agent might be receiving even 3 orders or 4. At the end of the day, when it comes to data management, because data protection is also a very huge and critical issue when it comes to operations in the online platform. How do you make sure that the data that is there, that is stored there, is secured, and at least it's following the right path when it comes to delivery, when it comes to this is what this person has ordered and this is what this business is offering?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's an important point which you've raised there. Data protection is becoming an important factor in the e-commerce. And I'm happy to say Kapu is one of the most compliant companies when it comes to data protection. When you register as a customer, that information is viewable in the back end to very few specific people. And those people, they are only able to see information which is relevant for them. For example, if I'm processing the orders today on the Jumia platform, I should be able to see the names. I don't need to see the full phone number. And we only expose these full phone numbers to the delivery agents who are delivering direct to them, and only relevant to the orders assigned to them. So then they are able to reach you if they arrive at the agent location and they find your shop is closed and they need to call you, they're able to do it through the app and call you directly. We don't issue any mass imported data of our consumers to any of our stakeholders within our platform. So that's the basic setup which we've done to ensure that we protect the data which we collect from our consumers. Yeah.
And even as we speak about data, still on the issue of data, I believe in your operations there are threats that you've come across and there are challenges that you've come across. How have you been able to cover them? Because someone might say, okay, I'm getting into this platform, of course, I would want to know exactly what has been put in place and the policies that are there in order for me to know that my data is safe.
Yeah, I think the first and most important thing, ensuring that the platform which you build is a secure platform. Because what can happen, somebody can come, access your platform and get all the data of the consumers. So you need to ensure that you are working with technology partners who have got certification of guaranteeing you that nobody is going to access the information which you store in the cloud systems for your application. The number 2 is basically setting up specific policies in advance ahead of the launch to ensure that whoever is accessing any information, they will be able to see the information which is relevant to them. And I gave an example, for example, a driver who's doing a delivery, they don't need to see all the phone numbers anywhere. They only basically, you have to do 2 clicks before you see a phone number. And therefore it becomes very difficult for you to be able to take a screenshot of several numbers and then expose them to other people out there. I think those are the key things, those are the basics, but much of the information today is guided with the data protection policy which is in place, and there is very clear guidance on how to go around it to ensure that you set up a company which protects the consumer data.
All right, Cyrus, we have to go for a short break. We'll be back. We are going to discuss about if you're a business and you want to join this particular platform, what you need to do. So don't go too far. We'll be back with more.